Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Steve Hensley. This is a Mountain News special report. Governor Beshear now on his second stop of the day in Floyd County. He's already started speaking. Let's listen in.
And we're going to be searching for a while, given some have been found miles from where they were swept away. I want to thank the leadership of Floyd County. They have virtually everybody back up with power. They have virtually everybody back up with water in this county. We've got a state park not far from here that has about 140 people in it. We've filled every room, every cottage, and now we're putting up travel trailers to make sure that we can house as many people as possible, working as fast as we can. We want to make sure that the folks that are here, while I know they're being taken good care of, that we can get to a more stable housing situation where they and their family can stretch out, have a little bit of privacy. But I know, like the Reverend said, everybody who's here feels blessed just to be here, given what we've been through. Most devastating, deadly flooding anybody here has ever seen. I think also the most amazing response that anybody has ever seen. Swift boat rescue from this county, out in force, making dozens upon dozens of rescues, not losing one person. We ought to be real thankful to them, to the Guard, to the West Virginia Guard, to the Tennessee Guard, to the Kentucky State Police, to everybody that's out there from other areas of the state that has come in. Now, we still are in a search and rescue mode. We still have a lot of area to search to find people, but we are already making progress. Cell service, water, and power in this county shows you what is possible, and I want to thank everybody who's worked so hard to make that happen. We still need prayers from across the country, and we still need help. Every family that's in here that I've talked to lost everything. Not most things, everything. And I think we as people of God have a duty to come together and to help get them back up on their feet and to make sure they move forward. Look around, you got a lot of kids that are here. We want to make sure that we can get them back in school in a stable situation. We want to make sure that nobody falls behind and they can live the most amazing lives possible. But I think what you see behind us is what's possible when people come together and they care about their neighbors more than anything else. We live out those most important commandments and realize that the parable of the Good Samaritan means that every single Kentuckian, American, every person around this world is our neighbor, and it's our job to show love for them. The Job Corps group is here today, bringing in volunteers with so many others that have answered the call. Our ask to people that are bringing goods, water, cleaning supplies, food's good. We do not need your used clothing, but just think, if your house was wiped out, what would you need? I think here in the coming days, the First Lady is going to announce a drive to help our children, just like we did in the West. We'll have more details as that comes forward. Now under 10,000 people statewide without power. That is way down from 25,000 plus. It is going to get harder to reach those last areas. More and more people getting water. Everybody in this county, which is a miracle this quickly. But I know that there are others out there that need help. And I want to thank Floyd County because they're providing Knott County with water. I mean, look, we're in a shelter that is still helping people out, and they're sending resources to a harder hit place. Really special people, really special leadership, and we are grateful. We can take any questions.
How many people are missing still?
So the count of missing is really hard. The Kentucky State Police has done over 1,000 checks. One post reported all but 4 people that they knew about, that they had accounted for. But there are both the other posts, there are other people keeping lists. It is really hard to know. Cell service being back, and being back just about everywhere will mean we'll find a lot of people really quickly, hoping to get a better grasp of that as we move forward. Still some areas really hard to get to, but we did dodge a bullet with last night's rain not coming in like we thought it would. The one warning coming in the next couple days is heat. It is going to be oppressively hot. That's why we're going to deliver so much water. People are going to beg us not to bring any more water. That's why we have cooling stations set up in each county. Please get the word of where those are. And to anybody out there that doesn't have a stable place, listen, we're proud people. Don't be too proud to go to that cooling station. If you're with us today, we don't want to lose you tomorrow.
Do you have any idea of the number of people that are displaced? That's that number or a range?
Thousands of people are. I mean, we can account for more than 300, close to 400 that we're sheltering. Red Cross is sheltering, and then there's everybody who's been taken in by their friends. We've got people volunteering here that lost their house, but they have family members that have taken them in. And so what are they doing? They're not at their home salvaging things. They're helping people that don't have a place to stay. It's going to be a monumental task rebuilding, and the intermediate housing, getting everybody stable, is going to be a real challenge too.
With that new FEMA disaster declaration,
Yes.
a lot of the families we've talked to, some say mine's not that bad, I don't need to file. Or we have people that maybe don't trust the system and think, I've been through this before, I didn't get any help. Any message to those that are a little hesitant?
So first, thank you. Since we took off this morning to be here in Floyd County, it has received the signature by the president for its people to receive individual assistance through FEMA. What that means is people who go through the process and qualify can get dollars directly to them to help them rebuild. Program's not enough, but it's a whole lot more than otherwise would be available. It is a difficult system, and that's why we're going to have a lot of different ways for people to navigate it. Now, people of this county can go online right now, disasterassistance.gov.org. They can call the FEMA hotline, but in all the counties that were the first 5 that we got set up, we already have a center where FEMA is set up. We're hoping by tomorrow afternoon we'll have that in Floyd County too. They pledged more than 80 people in the first several days. We're going to have people going through the neighborhoods that are hard hit as well, taking pictures, processing claims. Please work with someone. If you are initially denied, do not give up. We want to help you. I've specifically asked the administrator for FEMA, our regional director, and the president to assure we have a better success rate this time around than we've seen in the past. If you have any damage, I think you ought to go through that process. And if you are insured but don't have flood insurance, you're going to need to go to your insurer and get a denial to get through the FEMA process. Individual assistance is a big deal, 6 days in. I'd like to turn it over to our state representative for this area, Ashley Tackett-Lafferty.
Thank you so much. Well, I just want to begin by telling a lot of you thank you. Sorry, guys, I'm a little warm. My babysitter is actually out volunteering today, so I ran in the heat with a couple of kids on my side. But I do want to take this opportunity to say thank you first and foremost to our governor, who has provided such a swift response during our time of need here in Floyd County. Also, I want to say thank you to our first responders who have rescued dozens and dozens of our friends, family members, and our neighbors at a time when we felt hopeless and heartbroken. I also want to thank our superintendent, Board of Education, and our schools, because they have acted promptly to ensure that our children and our families here are clothed and that they are fed. I also want to thank the Jenny Wiley State Lodge. They are housing over 100 of our folks here in Floyd County. And we appreciate them having a place to lodge during their time of need. I also want to thank all of our local leaders who have worn so many hats to make sure that our roads are passable and that places such as the Floyd County Community Center are open for our people to come and find the supplies that they need. And I also want to thank many of the groups, such as our churches and our local businesses, and even our student athletes who have come out to try to help during this time when Floyd County needs the most help in Eastern Kentucky. Here in Eastern Kentucky, we are a family. We are resilient and we are mountain strong. We will survive this, we will rebuild, and we will be better than ever. Thank you.
And we haven't heard in any of our stops yet specifically from one of our school superintendents. I want to do that. These are the beacon of light in the darkness. They've been feeding 4,600 people a day. I got vaccination clinics going. I'm not meaning to take all of your talking points, but every time something like this happens, our educators answer the call.
Thank you, Governor. I'm Anna Shepard, the superintendent here in Floyd County Schools. But this community, not only the school district, but our county government, our county judge executive, our sheriff's department, everyone has came together as one big team, and that's what we do in Floyd County, and with the help of the governor and his office. But we do not have any schools damaged. We don't have buses that are damaged. Our fleet is great. They got all into higher ground. And so we are open in 9 schools from 9 to 4 daily, including weekends, feeding as many people as we can, families, children, delivering, having it picked up at our schools, feeding volunteers that are in here helping our area to recover. So we have vaccination clinics at 3 of our schools. We have the food at 9 schools. We have washing and drying units, 3 units where families can come and wash and dry clothes for free, with 8 washers and dryers at 3 different schools. We've got supplies at each school to be picked up. We're also delivering those out to families. We do have a displaced staff. We're getting that list of some displaced staff. We do have bus drivers and other staff that have been displaced, and we're just trying to help everyone we can. Our children and our families here deserve the world. We know that. We work every day to try to bring that to them, but we all understand that we have to help meet the basic needs first before we can open school, bring them into school, and educate them. We've got to make sure they're safe, they're fed, and we can help them with the other needs they have before we bring them into school. So we're having a meeting at 1 to revise our school calendar, to have the board push back our calendar for a couple weeks, and we're I told the superintendent in Knott County yesterday we can take students when we start. Likely we'll be able to take students of theirs, and we're just one big, this whole region, we just pull together and work together. So we'll certainly do all we can to help other districts in the region, but our hearts go out to Letcher County, who have lost staff members in the flood, and to Knott County, who have lost students and others. Like I said, we're very blessed that our schools are fine, our buses are fine, and our people are fine. As far as we know, we don't have anyone missing. But we're just very appreciative of all the help across the state. We've had everyone in other school districts and all over the state organizing to help all of us, and we're very thankful for that. Thank you all.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Governor. I want to make one more quick statement before we leave. We do want to thank the governor, his staff, for everything that they've done for us. They've gone above and beyond. I'll tell folks the first call I got outside of my organization the morning of the flooding was from the governor. And that means a lot to us, but this wouldn't be possible without all the folks standing behind us, our school system, our churches, our fire departments, and all the folks that have stepped up to help us. And we certainly want to thank the governor and his staff for everything that they've done for us. As you can look around, we've taken good care of our people, and that's because of the resources that they've helped us with out of Frankfurt. So thank you all for being here today. We appreciate it. We're going to, I guess, take a quick tour around the Garrett. Got a few minutes? All right. Thank you all.
All right, there you saw Robbie Williams, the Floyd County Judge Executive, wrapping things up. This is the governor's second stop of the day. He was in Pike County earlier this morning, which we also carried live here on WYMT, and it sounds like he's going to take a tour of some of the areas hit hard there in Floyd County before going on to Breathitt County. He's expected to speak at the Breathitt County Courthouse around 3 o'clock, and we will also carry that live if we can. Just a few notes from this news conference. A lot of the same points are being made at all of these today. Some good news for folks in Floyd County is that almost everyone, they believe, now has power and water service in Floyd County. That is certainly not the case in several other counties, but the governor reiterated this is the most devastating flooding anyone has ever seen. But he also said it's the biggest response that anyone has ever seen, as folks from across the country come in here and with supplies to help folks and people living here. You know, we've heard story after story about people who've lost their homes still helping others, and that's just the kind of people we are here in the mountains. We also heard from State Representative Ashley Tackett Lafferty and the Floyd County School Superintendent, who had some more good news, saying there is no school damage in Floyd County and no bus damage, but they do have some people that have been displaced by the flooding, and she said they're actually having a meeting at 1 to possibly push back the school calendar a couple of weeks, and I'm sure that's mainly due to using the schools for resources for folks, and you know, give the folks that did lose their homes or had damage a little bit of time to regroup. Of course, that is not the case in other counties. There are schools damaged, I know of, in Perry, Knott, and Letcher counties, and several school districts will be pushing back their school calendars. I want to go over a few things that have already been mentioned this morning, both in Pike County, and when the governor began his day, he actually held a news conference at 8 o'clock this morning. I believe the death toll is still at 37. We missed the first minute or so of that news conference in Floyd County, but I know as of when he talked in Pike County, the death toll was still at 37. And I believe, yes, the last breakdown we have is that there are 37 confirmed fatalities in 5 counties, 8 in Breathitt, 2 in Clay, 17 in Knott. That's 13 adults and 4 children. All those children are from the same family, and as far as we know, those are the only children that are confirmed dead. There were also 3 deaths in Letcher and 7 deaths in Perry County. So again, the death toll has not risen today. It rose several times yesterday, but as far as we know, it is still at 37. Some new information about cooling stations. Of course, we were fortunate last night not to receive any rain, at least in Hazard. I don't think there was much rain anywhere in eastern Kentucky, which is certainly very good news. The big weather headline over the next few days through the end of the week is going to be the heat. And I don't think it's criteria for heat advisory status, but it is certainly going to be muggy and hot, especially if you don't have air conditioning and are working outside cleaning up. So you need to take care of yourself. And there are several cooling centers that are opening, and there you can see a list in Breathitt County at the library, Floyd County, the Floyd County Community Center, Johnson County, City of Paintsville Recreation Center, and Knott County, the Knott County Sportsplex. Again, these are places you can just go and cool off. If you want to take a break from cleaning up, or you don't have air conditioning, there are still thousands of people that don't have electricity right now. The number has been reduced dramatically, but it's now under 10,000. But that's still a lot of folks that don't have air conditioning. Letcher County, you see Letcher County Central High School, and Perry County, the Perry County Community Center. I believe that's the Senior Citizen Center on Perry Park Road. I believe that's what that is. Pike County, Shelby Valley Elementary School, and Wolfe County, the Senior Citizen Center. So places you can go in the hardest hit counties to cool off if necessary. Also, some new information coming out this morning. 2 new counties were added to individual assistance from FEMA. That's Pike and Floyd. Of course, those 2 counties the governor was in this morning, and again, he's going to Breathitt County later. Breathitt was already on the list, so now you can apply for individual assistance in these counties. Pike and Floyd are the new ones. The others are Breathitt, Clay, Knott, Letcher, and Perry. So Perry, Clay, Floyd, Knott, Letcher, Perry, and Pike. 7 counties now eligible for disaster assistance. And the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, has opened mobile registration centers. We do not know where those will be in Pike and Floyd yet, but we can tell you in Breathitt, it's 421 Jet Drive, Clay County, the Clay County Community Center, Knott County, the Knott County Sportsplex, Letcher County, the Letcher County Recreation Center, and here in Perry County, Hazard Community and Technical College. The governor talked earlier today about an update on emergency shelters. The latest numbers we have is that there are 11 emergency shelters assisting 429 people right now. The governor was asked about, how many people have been displaced by this, and we just don't know a number. We still don't know an accurate number of missing folks either. The governor guessed it's in the thousands of people that have been displaced, because we know, of course, 429 people are in shelters. Well, you got to think a lot of others have gotten shelter with family members or friends or hotels, so it's just unknown how high that number is right now. State Park sheltering. Jenny Wiley State Park has 145 people occupying rooms, cottages, and the campgrounds. Rooms are fully booked, but campground space is available. 4 people are staying in one camper at Patesville State Park. Pine Mountain State Park has 5 people in temporary housing and 5 rooms available. Of course, the Cumberland Valley was not hit nearly as hard as we were in the Kentucky River and Big Sandy. Buckhorn Lake State Park, that's been an issue getting that state park back open here in Perry County, but it is open now. Power has been restored. There is running water. They are working on phone and internet service. The park already has 37 people occupying rooms there, and 27 rooms at last check, and 3 cottages are available. There are 25 travel trailers at Jenny Wiley State Park, 2 operational and ready for occupancy. There are 17 at the Knott County Sportsplex and 4 at Carr Creek in Knott County, and as of last check, none of those are occupied yet. The Team Eastern Kentucky Flood Relief Fund has already raised more than $2 million, and it's the money out of that fund that the governor says will pay for all of the funerals of those who have died. Of course, we urge you to go to WYMT.com or WYMT News app to find ways to donate to this flood relief effort. There are many ways you can help, and we have information continuously scrolling there at the bottom of your screen too about shelters and donation sites, and I can tell you we are continuously getting emails and messages about new ways people can help, groups coming in from out of state. This is a disaster response like I've never seen in Eastern Kentucky. Of course, we always pull together in times like these, but this is just unprecedented, and help is here and more help is coming. I can guarantee you that. Well, we're going to get you back to regular programming now. Again, we hope to be back on the air when the governor talks from Breathitt County, another hard-hit county. We think that will be sometime around 3 o'clock. But you never know about these things. On Sunday, of course, the governor visited Perry, Knott, and Letcher counties, and his last stop of the day, he got behind about an hour and a half. So you never know about these things. Right now, the schedule is for him to speak in Breathitt County around 3 o'clock, but we will try to carry that live, even if it's during our 4 o'clock newscast this afternoon. And again, we have reporters out all across the region, and we'll have much more coming up beginning on First at 4. For now, let's get you back to regular programming. I'm Steve Hensley. Thanks for joining us.